Today is a big day here on the channel because we're taking an exclusive early look at Ghostbusters Select Series 6 from Diamond Select Toys. Hey everybody, Jason of GhostbustersNews.com here for you today, and as I just said at the beginning of the video, today's a big one. Vigo, Tully, Ray Stantz, Series 6 Ghostbusters Select from Diamond Select Toys. If you want your own set, we've got a link down below in the description. Click it, buy your set today. But maybe, just maybe, you're going to need some motivation to buy them, and that's why I'm here, because I'm going to unbox them, and I'm going to review them, and I'm going to show you how amazing Series 6 of Ghostbusters Select from Diamond Select Toys is. Now, for those out of the loop and new to the Diamond Select Toys Ghostbusters figure universe, Series 1 to 5 had us collect, well, figures from the first film. We had Slimer, we had Gozer, we had the Ghostbusters, Janine Malnitz, so many characters, and the best part of it all, each figure came with a diorama piece that allowed you to construct Gozer's temple. This thing is huge, it's massive, it is one heck of a display piece. Now, between Series 6 to 10, we're gonna get a brand new build, and that is of the Ghostbusters Firehouse. This thing has been shown off at toy fairs, fully constructed, and I am absolutely in love with it. And I'm also excited to crack open the 3 figures we have for you today to actually start building it. Can I open them now? So to kick things off, we're going to take a look at the heart of the Ghostbusters, the We're Back edition of Dr. Ray Stantz. Now, in terms of packaging, they've done something a bit different this time around. With Series 1 to 5, you actually had images of the actors on the side. This time, you actually get an image of the figure. Now, obviously, Ray does come with a proton pack, as all Ghostbusters have to, but he also comes with a proton stream, a PKE meter, a ghost trap, a radio, and a Santa's hat. And as always, a plethora of hands, both uncovered and gloved. Now, I have already taken Ray out of the package, and I'm digging him, especially with that Santa hat on. I've already swapped the hands out with some glove hands that came with Ray, and have already attached his PKE meter and his ghost trap to his belt. Now let's take off the hat right quick, as we notice this is a brand new Ray head sculpt. And I do really like this brand new head sculpt quite a bit more than what we got with the Ghostbusters 1 series line of figures. For whatever reason, it seems like Dan Aykroyd is pretty hard to get right when it comes to the facial likeness on an action figure. But this one does a good job. He's of course wearing the charcoal Ghostbusters 2 flight suit, with his name patch on the chest, and of course the Ghostbusters 2 logo on the arm. Keen observers are also going to notice when you turn him around, you're going to see the lifeguard on his belt, once again as seen in Ghostbusters 2. And a small detail that we really liked that they updated is there's no actual leg hose on the flight suit, or a pee hose as some call it. You see, the dark suits, they don't have that hose, while the tan suits do. They released some early shots of these online, and it had the hose, and a lot of fans were all like, I don't want to buy it because it's inaccurate. Now it's accurate. Actually, if you check out the back of the box art that these figures came in, you'll actually notice that what is shown is the original prototype images. So Ray has his leg hose, and even his web belt around his waist is a different color than what's on the actual figure. With the changes made, the figure that's released is much more accurate to what we saw in the film. Now, when it comes to all the gadgets on Ray, if you've watched any of our past reviews on the Diamond Select Toys series, you're going to know what to expect. There's nothing really new there. The proton pack still looks fantastic, and yes, the wand does clip onto it as well. The proton pack has an amazing paint job for the price point, and has a bunch of screen accurate-esque stickers as well. And as mentioned before, he also does come with a PKE meter, which is identical to what we saw earlier in the line, and a ghost trap, which does have the 2 red bars on the side, much like we saw in the first film. Now, I'm getting even more excited now, because the fact that we unboxed Ray, that means we get our very first firehouse piece, and it's of a door. It's the door to the firehouse. Well, one of the doors, one of the front doors. It opens. Hello. Now, after Ray, I come to my most wanted action figure in the entire line. It is of Vigo the Carpathian. Now look at that amazing face. Unlike some past Vigo figures, it looks like Diamond Select actually got the likeness rights here. Now, old Vigo's doesn't come with too much. Obviously, we got the figure inside of there. It looks like a Ghostbusters 2 sign behind him, and something else, another piece of the firehouse. Guys, I just took out that Ghostbuster sign. I'm looking at it right across the room right now. It looks amazing. I can't wait to show you. But first, here he is, guys. Vigo the Carpathian. And holy crap, does he ever look perfect. From the face to the hair to all the armor on this figure, this could be the greatest figure in the Ghostbusters Select line. And when we got old Vigo out, let's take a second to compare the quality of this Vigo the Carpathian figure from Diamond Select Toys to Mattel's Vigo the Carpathian action figure that was released some years ago. From the face that actually looks like the actor to the hair that actually looks like what we saw in the film, there is no doubt that the best looking Vigo the Carpathian action figure we've ever seen is from Diamond Select Toys. Now before I move on to the last figure, which is Louis Tully, let's touch on Vigo's firehouse accessories, his items. The first piece is this large structure from the side of the firehouse. One thing to note on this, on the other side, there's a bunch of these little kind of like little pegs attached. Be sure you keep those because you're going to need them much later in the build. Now aside from that structure, you're also given what I think is like one of the best things Diamond Select Toys has ever released for the Ghostbusters line, and that is this Ghostbusters 2 firehouse sign. Now the sign itself is made of plastic. Everything here, this is not a metal chain. Plastic. It's hollow on the inside. Also, for those wondering, there is going to be two different signs, so if you do make the set, you make the whole firehouse, you buy the entire series, you can either choose if you want a Ghostbusters 2 firehouse or a Ghostbusters 1 firehouse. And before we get asked in the comment section, yes, this thing is double-sided and looks amazing on both. Now last but surely not least, we've got the final character in Series 6, and that is the geared up version of Louis Tully. As you can see from the packaging here, certainly got the likeness rights of one Rick Moranis, and he is geared up much like we saw at the end of Ghostbusters 2, so he comes with all the equipment you'd want. Of course, a proton pack on his back, he comes with a ghost trap. He doesn't come with a PKE meter like Ray though. A proton stream, as well as also tons of different hands you can choose from. Oh, and another piece of the firehouse too. I want to build it. Now here we've got Louis Tully, and I don't know if it's the fact that he's smaller than the other Ghostbusters, if it's like a size thing, but I love it. I love this figure. Now this is a completely new head mold from what we saw with the original Louis Tully figure. Of course they had to because he's got the slick back hair here, he's got the earmuffs on the head, and not a possessed face this time around. And as you can see, he's wearing a khaki flight suit, and yes, they got this one actually accurate as well. He's got one of the leg hoses. And much like in Ghostbusters 2, the leg hose here is clear, not yellow like it was in the original film. Oh, and speaking of the leg hose, I also want to touch on the fact that the type of plastic they're using here is much better than what we saw with the first 5 series for that one there. This, you can kind of bend it, but it goes right back into place. It looks more like the actual leg hoses that they use. He's got the Spangler name patch on his suit, much like in the film, because he was wearing Egon Spangler's flight suit. And of course has the No Ghost patch, the Ghostbusters 2 No Ghost patch, on his arm. Now one thing to point out about this figure that I love is there's a lot of new unique sculpts to this because obviously Louis is a smaller character. They just couldn't use the same legs and the same arms that you use for like Egon or Ray or Peter or Winston. One thing I also noticed when I changed his hands from the bare hands over to the glove hands is even his hands are smaller than the ones that come with the other characters. The trap, the radio, the lifeguard, the proton pack, everything is identical to what we saw with the Ray Stantz action figure. And once again, because he is so small, I love the way he looks right next to some of the other Ghostbusters. And for comparison's sake, here is Ghostbusters 2 Louis Tully next to Ghostbusters 1 Louis Tully. Now that we're done talking about the action figure, what did Louis come with? He came with the other door. So I think we can start building this thing. Alright guys, so I've got the first two pieces that I can connect together, and look at this thing. This is the side panel of the building. We've got the door here. We've got the other door that I can't connect just yet, but I can kind of place it next to it to kind of give you a bit of a bigger or a better idea of just how big this firehouse is going to be when it's complete. I mean, keep in mind, this is what the finished product is supposed to look like. And this is what we have right now. Like, this thing is going to be massive. Now, I'm sure that you don't want to miss out on this firehouse. I don't want to miss out on this firehouse. If you'd like to get your very own, be sure to start picking up Ghostbusters Select from Diamond Select Toys Series 6. We've got a link right down below in the description where you can buy yours today. As always, we'd like to thank Diamond Select Toys for making these reviews possible. Diamond Select Toys, you guys are amazing. Your action figures are amazing. This No Ghost sign is amazing. And once again, be sure to pre-order your set of Ghostbusters Series 6 from Diamond Select Toys. As I just said before, link is down below in the description. Don't miss out on this. Don't miss out on that firehouse. And we'll see you right back here next time on Ghostbusters News.